Happy Sunday, Beyond the Gates fans, here with my Sunday preview for this upcoming week of August 17th, 2026 for the show. I gotta be honest, the video preview does not look great. I do think we could be in for one boring week of the show, but let's look into it and then I will go over y'all's comments from this past week like I like to do. First in the video preview, we have Jacob and Grayson throwing a surprise party for Ashley and Naomi. Not a great way to start a preview. You should never start a preview with this show with Ashley and Grayson for that matter. But honestly, Naomi and Jacob too. Don't know why this is exactly a celebration that Grayson and Jacob are throwing for these two, unless it's going to lead to Naomi and Ashley eventually admitting that they're each other's soulmates, but I don't see that happening. So it's going to be a waste of time is what it's going to be. Next up, Chelsea and Kat are talking with Anita about something they are going to change the name of to the Nikki. And Anita says, do you want to get disowned? I have no idea what this is about. I assume it's some product with Chelsea Kat. Again, kind of a waste of time. A Chelsea Cat storyline has never been entertaining on this show. Next, we have Andre with Heather. He says it is good to see her. She says he can thank her in person as she is caressing Andre's face. So we're going to get some past information here with Andre. Hopefully we will actually find out what it is that Andre is hiding about Heather. Is it going to go the basic route and it's just that Andre had a relationship with Heather and that's what he's hiding? That it can't just be that. Like, who cares? So I assume it has something to do with Heather's criminal world that Andre must have been a part of at some point. My only hope is that this actually is interesting and entertaining because it's one of the only things in the preview that has potential to be entertaining, but honestly, I'm not going to hold my breath. And like I have been saying, I don't want it to be some secret of Andre's where he comes out somehow looking worse than Dani, who had elevator sex with Bill while Andre and Dani are married. But we'll see. That's something that is at least intriguing. We're finally going to learn Andre's past. They have been hinting at Andre's secret for quite a while on this show. But next in the preview is same old shit. We have Eva upset that Leslie is just so hooked on her Papa Ted and throwing away a sure thing for a never gonna happen thing. I guess maybe Eva is talking about how Leslie could have Marcel, but she is clearly still obsessed with Ted and Ted wants nothing to do with her. Then we see someone leaving a hotel room. I'm assuming it's Ted. And Leslie is very upset that the person is leaving. Again, it's just very repetitive here for Leslie. When will this show actually find something, frankly, interesting again for Leslie to do? Like, I've been complaining for a while that Leslie needs like some real substance to her character where her actions actually makes sense and she's not just trying to annoy everyone. Leslie needs a real storyline. Next up, Ted is telling Carlton there were many days when he wanted to deck Carlton. Carlton says if Ted still wants to work that out, Carlton's sitting right here. This must be about Carlton dating Nicole. I mean, I don't even know why Ted would still be friends with Carlton. Again, something else I've been saying the whole time. That alone has like ruined any real potential with this Ted and Carlton friendship for me to ever take it seriously. But it seems like the writers now, after the fact, after writing that terrible love triangle with Nicole, Carlton, and Kyle, now they want to fix the Ted and Carlton friendship. I don't know. Sometimes this show does things ass backwards. Finally, in the preview, something interesting again. Bill tells Vernon that he is sick, not blind, and then Vernon tells Bill to cut the crap, that Vernon knows Bill is trying to rekindle something with Dani. So Vernon gonna confront Bill about Dani and Bill's sudden closeness again. The Bill and Dani stuff has at least been bringing the drama lately. So it's one of the few things I look forward to on this show, even though the Bill and Haley storyline goes by way too slow. So I hope that at least that storyline can give us something, because all in all, this video preview doesn't look great. And some of the spoilers I read, it just sounds like it's going to be a boring week, sadly. Let's get to some of y'all's comments. GB3398 said, Heather might put together Joey killed Doug, then she will use that to blackmail Joey to get in on his business. I like that idea. I'm here for that idea. I mean, I do think that's just going to be another stall by the show. It's not like what Joey did is going to come out to Vanessa yet. But still, I would like to see that from Heather. It would add to this villain that they are hyping up way too much for my liking. Like, she leaves a wake of death. It's just so over the top, and I don't buy that from the character yet. Marty B said, Vanessa really is dumb. She has allowed both Joey and Heather to pull the wool over her eyes. Regardless of who tried to warn her to stay away from Joey, she chose not to listen. And now he's warning her to stay away from his sister, and she's ignoring that. I can't wait until this all blows up in her face. That's been something I've been waiting way too long with on this show, is for all of this to blow up in Vanessa's face. Vanessa deserves the worst. That is still the only real payoff that could come for any storyline that Vanessa is involved in. It is with Vanessa paying, but God knows how long we'll have to wait for that to happen. Rodney Herring, shout out, who loves these Sunday preview videos, but Rodney Herring says, I enjoyed the show today. I believe this was Monday. When Dani threw her pocketbook to Naomi, that took me out. She looked crazy, and she said what she said. Haley gave a great performance today, too. It's crazy to me that the doctors have not discovered the poison in Bill's system. I, too, enjoyed the dramatic confrontation between Dani and Haley at the hospital last Monday. It does say a lot that this hospital can't find out what's wrong with Bill and find the poison. Like, for a show where the hospital is the centerpiece of the show these days, not great work by the hospital. Pam Allen says, well, here we go. Bill went into cardiac arrest and they had to put a pacemaker in. I'll bet I can predict what's next. Bill will go home and Haley will go right back to poisoning his drinks. No closure. Pam Allen, I fear your prediction is probably highly accurate. I would love for it to be more, to move faster, but I think you are probably right, especially judging by this upcoming week preview. Pulse Graves also cracked me up here, saying, best line today came from Leslie saying the Duprees are cursed. Yes, they are, and that curse comes from Michelle Valjean and her co-writer for giving us many dragged-out stories and way too many insipid flat characters. I'm with you, OCG, that these ladies can't wrap up stories and they could use some testosterone to write better for the men. Yeah, I've given up on them writing the men better. That's just never going to happen. But also, what's never going to happen is them wrapping up storylines, apparently. Yeah. Like I said earlier, Leslie is a character that these writers need to find something to do with. Nikesha More Reviews, or Nikisha More Reviews, hopefully I'm saying that right, said, BTG did something really special with the cotillion, and you're right, there was so much potential with the younger characters, so many stories they could have told, but nope, we spend the summer with the same boring stories. I hate it because I really want to love this show. Yes, they dropped the ball with the youngins. The cotillion was a good setup. It was a good week. And then we don't get follow-up stories for Jessica and her parents. Jessica and Tyrell are on like once a week at most. Sometimes not even on during some weeks. We are in the summer now. There's like a month left of summer, technically. But they completely wasted potential in getting new viewers. Like I've been saying for a while, the demo and the ratings for the show has fallen. Younger people are not watching the show this year like they were last year. And how could they with these slow-ass stories? Ed the Bank said, Vanessa is an idiot when it comes to Joey's warnings about his sister and when she said, you would never lie to me. I mean, I agree. I will always agree that Vanessa is an idiot and that Vanessa is trash. She will not listen to Joey. It's very annoying because, like the other commenter said earlier, she would never listen to anyone about Joey, but now she doesn't want to listen to Joey about Heather. It's like Vanessa gets off on being an idiot. Let's see a few more comments before I gotta go. LA214LA said, my problem is Andre is where's the smoke for his wife? He's all up in Bill's face, which was highly entertaining, but I want to see him confronting Dani. She's the one who's made a fool of him. I mean, I agree completely. I was entertained with Andre confronting Bill too, but he never steps to Dani. He's always just simping for Dani, looking like he doesn't have a backbone where Dani is concerned. Dani is the one that just cannot stay away from Bill. I will definitely live for the day, if it ever comes, that Andre will, stand up to Dani, call her out on her bullshit where Bill is concerned. Paul Garland said, I agree with OCG that Haley is not the character, that Haley is now the character to watch with the best lines. As Haley or Val, I'm laughing at all her lines. I agree. I've been highly entertained with Haley this year as a whole. I would probably put her in my top 5 favorite characters right now if I were to make a list. Maybe that's something to do on a future Sunday, is make a list of favorite characters, because they've definitely changed over these past 5 months or more. But Haley is definitely somebody who has become very entertaining, and I like that she's been getting the best of Dani. It's a flip on what happened at the beginning of this show. Last comment, SP Boogie said, the saddest thing about this show is that Dani will find out about Andre and Heather before Andre finds out anything going on with Bill and Dani. Just watch. Haley will continue to poison Bill until season 3. You could be right about that. We are 4 months away practically from season 3, year 3 of the show. And I would not be surprised if Andre's secret comes out before Dani and Bill's elevator. Although I don't know what that means with Dani's bet with Joey. That's the only thing I'm holding out hope for, that all of Dani's shit might come out over the next month, because I think the show's going to have Joey win that bet. But I could be wrong, and they could drag all of this out until 2027. All right, that's all for me this Sunday. I will be back next Sunday, but of course be back this entire week to give my reviews for Beyond the Gates.